Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. This week's project is a pair of candlesticks made from maple. I've been trying to think of a project to do that would help me with my spindle skills, as well as something out of the ordinary that's not just another bowl. I definitely think this project fit that bill. In this scene, I'm using my Iles spindle roughing gouge to get this down to round. Here I'm making a tenon, which will then be mounted in the chuck. In this scene, I'm just marking out where I want each of the sections to be. And then in true Megan fashion, I have to do it 67 times because I can't figure out how to do it right the first time. In this scene, I'm just using a combination of a parting tool and the spindle roughing gouge to kind of get the shape that I want initially. Okay, so don't come after me. I know that there's better ways to do this, but I am 1,000,000% not confident with my spindle skills yet. So I'm doing it the way that I want to, and tough luck if you don't like it. I should also preface this video with, in the last video I made, perhaps you heard me talking about the fact that I got to attend a workshop where Stuart Batty was the instructor. This video that I'm working on now was made prior to that, so I hadn't quite fine-tuned my skills yet. So don't judge me. In this scene, I'm just using a combination of spindle roughing gouge and spindle gouge to kind of fine-tune the pyramid-like shape that I'm trying to aim for here. In this scene, I'm just forming the top of the candlestick where the pillar candle will sit. In this scene, I'm using a combination of my bowl gouge and a parting tool to kind of flatten off the top where the candle will sit. And it is a real challenge with that knob there, but I need that knob there for support. So it's just kind of is what it is at this point. While I was sanding this, I used a pen blank that was nice and square, and I used that underneath my sandpaper so that I could get a nice flat surface on the side of the candle holder. And for this, I used Yorkshire Grit and Yorkshire Grit Microfine. I feel like I need to add in here that I'm using the Yorkshire Grit in this video before I received my nice package from Abrasive to try their product. In this scene, I'm using my Wood Tools Easy Detailer to trim off that nib that I was talking about. And here I'm using the Wood Tools Easy Rougher to get a nice flat surface so the candle can rest on it. And then a little bit of sanding, Denatured Alcohol, Mylands sanding sealer, and the Yorkshire Grit. And then I finished this one off with Howard's Feed and Wax. In this scene, I'm just using a parting tool to, wait for it, part this off the lathe. And here you can kind of see my inexperience. I go between my bowl gouge, my parting tool, because I have this mounted in a jam chuck on the top of it, and I didn't want this thing to go flying off the lathe. So here I'm using the bowl gouge again to kind of get rid of that last bit of nub, if you will. And it was too dicey, so I just ended up sanding it off. And then I put my logo on it, and then I'm on to round 2. I'm going to go a little faster through the second one because the idea is basically the same. I just did the second one a little bit shorter than the first, just kind of for an aesthetic. Alright, I've got it down to round, and then now I'm just mapping it out similar to how I did in the first round of the video. I got the tenon made, now I'm just mounting it to the chuck. In this scene, I'm just getting rid of a little bit of waste wood, just so I have a little bit of room to work on the top of it. And in this scene, I kind of bounce back and forth between the spindle gouge and my bowl gouge to form that pyramid shape, similar to the previous one. And in this scene, I'm just using the calipers and the parting tool to make the top the same diameter as the other candle holder. In this scene, I'm using the Easy Wood Tools detailer and a depth gauge to match the depth of the other candle holder. And then just a couple more light passes to clean everything up, and we're on to sanding. I think for sanding these, I did 120 to 400. And then I used the same finishing steps, Denatured Alcohol, sanding sealer, and Yorkshire Grit. And now is as good a time as any to remind you that I'm always open for a sticker swap. My address is below. Please feel free to send me a sticker and I'll send you one back. Thanks so much. In this scene, I'm just using a cup chuck with a paper towel on it to protect the wood so that I can part this off the lathe. And here I'm just making a jam chuck and centering the candle holder so that I can finish off the bottom of it. And then since it's in the jam chuck, I just take really light passes to get rid of that nub. And then once again, sanding. And here I'm just stamping on my logo, and there you have it. 2 candle holders made from maple. This was a fun project for me. Got me out of my comfort zone with spindles. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and comment below. Thank you to my subscribers. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And please keep those stickers coming. Stay awesome, everyone. Love to all.